and won the hearts of so many boxing fans.
Look at this stuff. This is history here. You're history.
This is garbage. I can say, hey, I bled for garbage.
In today's world, success is often measured by material gain, how much money one has, how many cars one have, how many followers they command, or how much power they wield. We are taught to chase wealth, fame, and influence as if they are the keys to true happiness. The world has taught us to idolize celebrities, honor those who have money and look down upon those who don't. And while these things may bring comfort, recognition, or temporary pleasure, they rarely offer deep, lasting fulfillment. What if I told you that true happiness does not come from that promotion you are working so hard to get? What if I told you that true happiness does not emanate from that perfect body you are looking for? What if I told you that true happiness does not come from that pay rise you are working tirelessly to get? True happiness often lies in the simplest of things. Spending time with people who love you, offering a helping hand to someone in need, or being content with what you have rather than constantly yearning for more. The joy of seeing a smile on someone else's face because of your kindness lasts far longer than the rush of buying a new car. Many who have reached the pinnacle of material success confess to a lingering emptiness. Celebrities with millions of admirers, billionaires with everything money can buy, and world leaders with immense authority often still struggle with loneliness, anxiety, and depression. Why? Because the heart craves more than possessions or applause. It longs for meaning, connection, and peace, things that cannot be bought. Contentment is not about settling for less, it's about appreciating what truly matters. Helping others gives life purpose. Sharing laughter with family and friends creates memories that money can't buy. And living with gratitude turns ordinary moments into treasures. Let us discuss these three in detail, things that we can do to live a happy and fulfilling life. Number 1, spending time with your loved ones. Number 2, helping others, and number 3, being content with what we have. Time is one of life's most precious gifts, yet it's easy to waste it without even noticing, especially in the age of endless scrolling, constant notifications, and digital distractions. Social media, while entertaining, often steals hours that could have been spent meaningfully. Before we know it, a whole evening is gone, not in laughter or shared stories with family, but in silent scrolling through strangers' lives. Spending time wisely means being intentional. It's about putting the phone down during dinner, choosing a walk with a loved one over another hour online, and being fully present in the moment. Time with family and friends creates memories that last far beyond the thrill of a trending post. Listening, talking, and simply being together strengthens bonds that no app can replace. Instead of letting time slip away, choose to invest it in people who matter. Prioritize real conversations over digital ones. Set boundaries for screen time. Schedule regular activities with your loved ones, game nights, shared meals, or weekend outings. These small choices shape a life rich with connection and meaning. In the end, no one looks back and wishes they had spent more time online. They wish they had more time with the people they love. So spend your time where your heart truly belongs. One bright morning in a quiet coastal village, a fisherman had just returned from the sea. He carried a modest catch, enough to feed his family and sell a little at the market. By afternoon, he was lounging under a tree, laughing with his children and chatting with his wife. Life was simple but peaceful. A friend from the city visiting the village watched this routine for a few days. Eventually, he approached the fisherman. "Why don't you stay out on the water a bit longer?" the friend asked. "You could catch more fish." The fisherman raised an eyebrow. "And why would I want to do that?" "Well," the friend smiled, "more fish means more money. With more money, you could buy a bigger boat." The fisherman nodded slowly. "Okay, and then?" "With a bigger boat, you could catch even more fish and eventually buy a fleet. You could hire people to fish for you while you manage the business from the shore." The fisherman leaned back and asked again, "And then?" "Then, my friend, you'll be rich. You won't need to work at all. You'll have all the time in the world to relax. Spend time with your family. Enjoy life." The fisherman chuckled, looked around at his children playing, his wife smiling nearby, the ocean breeze rustling the trees. "But I already do all that," he said gently. "Why would I trade today's peace for a lifetime of chasing what I already have?" The friend paused, smiled sheepishly, and said nothing more. Sometimes what we're chasing is already in our hands, we just need to realize it. Lessons on contentment from the fisherman's story. The story of the fisherman and his ambitious friend offers a powerful reminder in a world obsessed with more success, more money, more possessions. At first glance, the friend's advice seems wise: grow the business, increase profits, and build an empire. But the fisherman's calm and thoughtful response reveals a deeper truth: contentment is not about having everything, it's about appreciating what you already have. From the fisherman, we learn that true wealth isn't measured by material gain, but by time well spent, relationships well nurtured, and peace of mind. While the world may push us to chase after bigger dreams, the story asks us to pause and reflect. What are we really chasing? And is it worth trading the present for a future that may look exactly like today, only delayed? Contentment doesn't mean settling. It means recognizing when enough is truly enough. The fisherman's life, though simple, was rich in joy, balance, and purpose, things many spend a lifetime pursuing. His story teaches us that sometimes the very thing we are striving for is already within reach. We just need to open our eyes and appreciate it. In a bustling town lived a successful businessman named Daniel. He had everything most people dreamed of: a thriving company, a luxurious home, and the finest things money could buy. But despite his wealth, Daniel felt an emptiness he couldn't explain. His days were filled with meetings and deals, yet at night he lay awake, wondering why he still felt incomplete. One chilly morning, on his way to the office, Daniel noticed an old man sitting at the corner of the street with a sign that read, "Hungry and tired. Anything helps." Daniel hesitated for a moment, then walked past, just like everyone else. But something about the man's quiet eyes lingered in his mind all day. That evening, driven by a sudden impulse, Daniel returned to the corner with a warm meal and a blanket. The old man's eyes lit up, and with a shaky voice he said, "Thank you, sir. This means the world to me." That small act did something to Daniel. For the first time in years, he felt something stir in his heart. Not pride, but peace. A quiet joy. The next day, he packed extra lunches. Then he started volunteering at a local shelter. Soon, his weekends were filled with community work, reading to children in orphanages, helping build homes, and mentoring youth. The more Daniel gave, the more alive he felt. The emptiness that once haunted him was replaced by a deep sense of purpose. He no longer chased happiness in things, he discovered it in moments: a grateful smile, a shared laugh, a tear wiped away. Daniel came to learn a simple truth: happiness doesn't come from what we keep, it comes from what we give. And in helping others, he found the one thing his wealth could never buy: true fulfillment. In the end, it's not the size of our bank account, our fame, or our titles that define a meaningful life. It's the depth of our relationships, the love we give, and the peace we carry within.